Periscope family. Let me take the glasses off because...
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Main Street. How are you this evening?
Brother.
Mrs. Pastor RJ.
Welcome.
Mrs. Pastor RJ.
Yes,
nice to see you this evening.
So now it's Candace. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey,
welcome.
Hey, Miss Tika.
Hey, Miss Tika.
Wife, life today.
All right.
Came crashing through the window.
Well,
my brother.
How's it going?
Hey,
hello, welcome.
Good to see you this evening.
All right. We're giving everybody a chance to log in on tonight. We thank you for joining us.
Yes.
On this, cold Tuesday night in Chicago.
Yeah, it's cold in Chicago.
You
know what? Here's the funny thing about it. It's 40-something degrees, but it's not cold, but it's cold. Hey, Big Kev.
Hey, Big Kev, what's happening? Chosen One, hey.
We're fans.
Oh, thank you so much. That blesses us.
Thank you.
Praise God.
Thank you.
And we love you. We thank you for joining.
Yes,
thank you so
we do.
much.
I got to call Trump to get you guys set up with a TV.
I know, right?
Trump in the news with them 100 black pastors that he met with yesterday, but we're not going to talk about that tonight.
Hey, Chris, what's happening? Hey, Miss Chrissy, welcome. How's everybody? Yes, yeah, it's cold here.
Yeah,
Maine, it really is.
It's not snowing here.
It's supposed to
snow tonight.
Yeah,
but I think like a little light snow, but
yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the commentary? Okay, have you seen the commentary?
We don't know who we're voting for next year. We haven't gotten that far.
No, we haven't. Like right now, it's like somebody show up.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pepper. Thank you so much.
Hi, it's like somebody show up.
You have no snow? Hey, Victoria. Thanks for sharing.
You guys,
you're welcome. Come to Chicago, man. We'd love to show you a great time. We are Chicagoans.
Yeah, well, I'm a Kentuckian.
Kentucky. I'm a Chicagoan. Retired Chicago police officer.
I thought y'all canceled. No, we didn't cancel on you tonight, Miss Chrissy. We said Tuesday night. We stick to our words.
Yes,
thank you for sharing.
Thank you all so much for sharing.
Thank you. It's cold in Montreal.
Oh, you've been waiting, Miss Chrissy? Yeah, you hit us with some rapid fire last time, girl.
Man, wait. Y'all, look. Okay, I have my pajamas on here.
Y'all thought, see, we didn't skip out on the superhero thing. Brother is a geek, and he's making his wife into a geek, too.
Yes.
That's my wonderful woman. I bought her that wonderful woman, Wonder Woman onesie.
It's chilly
It's cold. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started.
Yes.
Okay. As usual, welcome to Marriage for Real. I'm your brother, D.
And I'm Toy.
And we are Marriage for Real. Now, who are we? In case you're joining us for the first time, okay? I'm a retired Chicago police officer. Currently, just got hired at a new police department. My wife is a teacher and professional makeup artist, and I'm a comic book artist, an illustrator and animator. But what qualifies us on this platform? Because guess what? We are not doctors. We are not life coaches. We are not licensed medical personnel of any kind, therapists, all that. No, but what we are married for over 20 years.
Yes.
And we have been through the gambit, y'all.
We have.
We've been through the gambit.
We've seen the fire.
Yes. Retired in the new department. Yes, I left Chicago after a long stint, and now I'm starting phase 2 with Metra, the railroad police here. And so, anyway, we are here to bless you with our experience.
Yes.
Okay, now, what is Marriage for Real? Okay, Marriage for Real, we believe in marriage as the Bible ordains marriage, as God established marriage, okay? So if that doesn't suit you, then, watch if you want. If not, we understand, okay? But we believe in the Word of God, okay? Our answers, what we give you guys, comes from Him and comes from our experience. Now, we ain't real lofty, y'all. Okay, y'all know we down to earth.
Yes,
we will tell you what we think.
As Dwayne always says, we're brother and sister Toy from down the street.
From up the block.
Down the block.
And that's how we come at you.
Yes.
Okay, and so with that, welcome to our Tuesday night Q&A.
Fireside chat.
Fireside chat.
It gets hot on Tuesday night.
Yeah, it gets hot, so this is grown folks talk.
Yes.
All right, this is grown folks, all about grown folks.
Hey,
let's get at it.
Yes.
Okay, let's get at it. What are your questions?
Tell them how to follow and invite. I think that's the best way to do it.
Follow. If you're on an Apple device, swipe to the right and click invite. All right. If you're on an Android, swipe up, click invite. All right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are launching a new website coming very soon with all kinds of goodies and downloads and webinars and all that good stuff because you all demanded it.
Yes.
And so with that being said, we want to thank you guys for helping us start this thing called Marriage for Real, which we didn't intend on being a thing.
But it's a thing.
Y'all made it a thing.
Yes, you did.
And we thank you all for that.
So hello, Donnell and Priscilla from
Maryland. Newbies.
Woo! They got the song. Woo,
woo. Welcome.
Woo, woo.
Welcome. Maryland's playing tonight too. College basketball. Yes.
Are they?
They're currently losing to North Carolina.
Oh,
but we hope that Maryland comes back. All right. All right. Praise God. So we're going to get started. We want to know what's on your hearts on tonight.
Yep.
Okay. And hopefully we got something here on our end that'll bless you.
Yep.
Okay. And if you, yeah, that newbie dance, right, Chris?
I know, right?
Right. And you see all those little hearts going up and down. You know, that helps us here at Marriage for Real. It helps spread the word on Periscope and moves us up the watchability ladder. Okay.
Yes.
And lets people know that you guys are vibing what's going on here. So we know sometimes when we get talking and we get to acting a fool and getting all deep and all other stuff, people forget to tap. Okay, and we've heard people take notes and all that great stuff. That's fine. Show us some love. Let us know that you're hearing us. Okay, because I'll stop talking if I see the hearts flowing.
Ready for this question? Let me open the can of worms and thing.
Yes,
okay,
let's go for the main street. My
worms.
brother, you go, man.
Oh, Father.
Yes, let us have it. We are eagerly awaiting what's on your hearts and minds. How do you know when the person is the one? That's a great question. How do y'all deal with the in-laws? Okay. Ooh. All right. How do you know when the person is the one? And how do we deal with the in-laws? We'll start with those two.
Well, let's start with how do you know the person is the one? Well, first of all, I think that is the man who the first part of that lies on you, because the word says a man who finds a wife finds a good thing, right? And
Ooh,
so
I like that.
I think I feel like the burden of proof, first of all, lies in the man who is chasing or pursuing you, right? So first of all, how you know he's not the one if he's not pursuing you. If you don't feel like you are in pursuit, that he's coming after you with all he got, let me tell you, he ain't the one. Right? Because we had a question that I was talking to a young man the other day, and he says, I'm chasing. I said, chasing is like somebody ain't never going to get caught. But pursuit denotes that you are that you are coming after. So,
Neo is the one.
So first of all, I think the first benefit, it lies on the man. Secondly,
the burden,
Secondly, you have to go to God to see if he is the one. Or if your heart, I believe if you're in tune with the Lord and your spirit's in tune with the Lord, you will know. Like, I know it's sound like the craziest thing, but as soon as I laid eyes on this man, I wasn't even in the world. I mean, I wasn't even in the church, y'all. I was in the world. We
was in the club.
I saw him in the club.
We was in the joint, the juke joint.
From across the room. And I looked across the room. I was with my best friend. And I said, ooh, that's going to be my husband. Right?
Yes.
The prophetic gift was working when I wasn't even saved.
Quit it.
Right.
Quit it.
So I think that's a very lofty question, but I think you need to have some guidelines on who you want to marry, right?
Now, fellas, how do you know that she's the one?
Yes.
All right. For me, even though she claimed me before I even met her, okay, I knew she was the one when her response to me. I believe how a woman responds to your openness, to your vulnerabilities, lets you know whether or not she's the one. I also believe that when she wants to be pursued, she won't make it really easy, but she won't make it impossible. Okay, she will respond. Okay, and trust me. And I've had relationships in the past where it was a cold dead fish. You know what I mean? And sometimes sisters, I know they were playing too hard to get, but I knew they weren't the one, because that level of game is unnecessary when you're seriously looking to establish a relationship with someone. But I know for me, I didn't want anything that was too easy. I never did. Okay, but I didn't want anything that was too hard either, because even though I'll pursue you, my legs will get tired. Yeah. Seriously, if we run with that metaphor. Okay, and so fellas, I believe you know that she's the one by how she responds to you. Okay, with men, because we are so hesitant to open up, because we are so leery of getting close, when we meet the one, it doesn't take us long to know. You understand? We're just not really quick to find the one. Does that make sense? Fellas, y'all say amen. Men, we're kind of slow to find the one, typically. You understand? That's kind of that male ego, mandingo thing. You understand? Mandingo. But when we find the one, it's like getting hit by a train. When I met her, I was a man whore. Okay, I was a man.
Yeah, you sound kind of
okay.
glad about it,
yes.
right?
Yeah,
no,
you always
I'm
say
joking.
that.
I'm joking.
I was a straight up man whore when I met her. I was heavy into the club scene and had multiple casual relationships. But when I met her, believe it or not, I knew she was the one after the first date. She totally disarmed me. Now, mind you, I was a serial dater, okay? I was forgetting names of females, but when I went out with her, it hit me like a lightning bolt, seriously. And I wasn't even thinking marriage. I was just like, whoa, this is real. This, where'd she come from? And I wasn't looking for her. You understand? It just kind of slapped me in the face. So that kind of supports my theory. I wasn't quick to find the one. Actually, I was kind of, in full, bloom as far as my frivolity. Do you understand? But when she came, it was undeniable. And I think that's how it is with most men when they know they found the one. Okay? Mm-hmm. And so, question number 2. The in-laws.
We've kind of answered this question before, so it's pretty easy to answer. First of all, whose responsibility is to deal with your side of the in-laws? Who's that?
Where are those men at? They're there. They're there. Dr. Pepper, they are there. Like I said, we're not quick to expose ourselves. Seriously. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, it doesn't take much to turn a man off. It doesn't take much. Mm-hmm. It really doesn't. Mm-hmm. Okay? But yeah, whose burden is it to deal with the relatives on your side of the fence?
I deal with my side.
And I deal with mine.
Right.
Period. We, if you've seen any of our previous scopes, we call our in-laws the in-loves.
Yes.
Okay? Because we see the family, even though we are the team, we do see the family as a village. Yeah. As, there's the team and then there's the village. There's the community. Okay? And with that, when we merge 2 villages, it is of utmost importance that there be peace. Yes. Do you understand?
But that peace does not come at the
expense of the team. Does not come at the expense of the team.
And I know that's a hard time for some of you to understand that. Right? Don't know the in-laws coming from you. The village does not come at the expense of the team. Because we are the team, right? Period. And so they can be a supporting cast.
Yes. A great support.
A great supporting cast. But nothing they can do should jeopardize the team. And I know that sometimes that's very hard if you come from a very close-knit family.
Like I did.
Like Dwayne did.
Yes.
It can be very difficult. But as long as you allow the spouse of each family to deal with the family, make sure they say, why they in the bedroom, Main Street?
And make sure they stay out of the bedroom. You ain't supposed to be in the bedroom. No, they ain't supposed to be nowhere in the bedroom.
They ain't talking about the bedroom unless they saying when kids coming. Now, they got that real bad.
Yeah. Phone gonna die. That's all right. Now, when it comes to dealing with the in-laws, obviously most people that ask that have had negative experiences with the merging of families, as we call it. Okay, and with that comes a responsibility of keeping everyone in their lane. Do you understand? That includes your mama. My job is to keep my mama in her lane, keep my dad in his lane, keep my siblings in their lane. And hers is the same. Hers is absolutely the same. And so that can be a little uncomfortable. Do you understand? That can be a little uncomfortable because what it forces us to do is it forces us to solidify our allegiance to our teammate. Yeah. And a lot of times we don't want to solidify our allegiance to our teammate. Okay? And we will allow outside parties to inflict damage. Nobody gets to come at her, especially not on my side of the fence. Okay? Now, though we never really had that issue, do you understand? Thank God we never had that issue. If it ever became an issue, I'm the gatekeeper on my side of the fence. I keep my side of the gate. She keeps her side of the gate.
Absolutely.
You understand? And I have to trust her to deal with it.
Yes.
She's got to trust me to deal with it.
Yes.
It's not even about picking sides, because that's not a side you just have to pick.
Yeah.
You feel me? Everybody has their place. And the problem comes with in-laws. Mind you, they have not become in-loves yet. They are still at the in-law stage. The problem comes when in-laws don't know what their lane is because you haven't identified it.
Yep.
You haven't made it crystal clear that
off limits.
This is off limits here.
Yep. Very true.
What else y'all got? I know Miss Keisha got something.
Can there be more than one person for you? Is there only one person in this whole world for you? I do not believe that. I don't believe in the soulmate piece.
I don't believe in that either.
I don't believe in that.
I don't. Now, I'm sure you guys, having seen us for so long, that might kind of surprise you. Do you understand that we don't believe in the soulmate thing? I have my own theory. Okay, I have my own theory on on what happens. I believe that marriage is intentional. Do you understand what I'm saying? I believe that you choose the one.
Yes.
Quite honestly, I don't believe that they just appear out the air.
Ooh.
Had I met her at a different, I missed it.
That's a good question. Go ahead.
You make sure you you got it.
Yep.
You got that. Okay. Had I met my wife at a different stage in my life, we probably would not have been at this point. Mm-hmm. I believe timing has a lot to do with it. Mm-hmm. See, when we met each other, there was a crossroads of lives at that point. I was tired of all of my...
Yes, divine order.
There's a divine order. I agree, Miss Chrissy. I was tired of all my shenanigans, quite honestly. The night that I met her, I had actually not been out to a club or the bar scene. I hadn't been out in about 2 months. I was burnt out. I was tired. I was tired of bed hopping. I was tired.
Thank you, Yellow Hearts.
You understand? Thank you all so much. And so when I met her, the timing was perfect. I was open and available to receive the gift that was her. Do you understand? Now, I do believe the Lord has something to do with that.
Oh,
because don't get me wrong, but the whole soulmate piece, there had been for both of us different ones at different times.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There was somebody else prior to her at a different time that I very much loved, and vice versa. You understand? That could have easily ended up, had we met later in life or been more mature at the time, could have ended up being Mr. Perry or Mr. whoever, she was.
But he was the one, y'all.
Okay.
So I've seen 2 questions. The question is, what would we go back and tell our newlywed married self? What would you go back and tell us, knowing what you know now? What would you go back and tell us when we just got married?
Hang in there. If I could create a time machine. We've had this question before. My brother-in-law actually posed it to us one day when we were visiting in Kentucky. If I could make a time machine and I only had 10 seconds to deliver a message to my past self, now in this case to my past married self, I would say, hang in there.
Yeah. Because
there were so many times I wanted to quit.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. I would probably just say, Dwayne, hang in there.
Yeah, and I would probably do the same. I would say you're going to make it. Like there's so many things early on. Like sometimes you are in that newlywed stage for a while, but sometimes right out the gate it gets really hard, right? Yeah. And so if I could go back and tell myself something 20 years ago when we got married on March the 4th, I would say you're going to make it. Yeah. Like you're going to make it. It gets so much better.
It does.
And that's something that I don't think that you kind of know going in. Mm-mm. Because you think that you're that you're in the best, or what you're experiencing right now is the best of what marriage is.
I see she's
when you first get married. But if I can tell you 20 years later that it gets better. Yeah. It gets better because you literally come to know, not in just the physical sense, but you come to know your spouse, and if you maintain,
thanks for joining, Noel.
And if you you build in that marriage and you hold on through those tough times, it does get better. It really does.
It does,
and it can get to a really sweet spot. That's what I would say.
Yeah, because I felt she was the one, but she wasn't. If you married her, she was she becomes the one because. And now you've entered a divine commitment. You understand? And then the obligation. Now, granted, I understand many times we don't do our homework and our due diligence, and we end up in relationships that we did not vet out properly. Okay, but that's not a reason to call it quits. At that point, from the moment you say I do, you make those vows. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, chosen one, but I'm just making this general statement for those that may find themselves in that current situation. From the moment you say I do, in front of witnesses and the eyes of God, to become the one. Now, what are our advice for singles? Our advice for singles is be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient. If you're in a relationship and you long to be in a relationship, if you're not in the relationship, or you're looking to take your relationship to the next level, or you're just single and you're dating, okay? My advice, I'm sure my wife has something else, is to be patient. A lot of times when we get tunnel vision on a goal, we become oblivious to warning signs.
Yes.
Does that make sense? I've seen people that are so, well, praise God that you found someone.
And Chosen One, email us for the marital vision plan.
Yes, email
that will help you vet.
That will help you.
That will help you vet them out.
Yes. I would tell my single people to be patient, okay, and to really seek God as to where you want to be relationship wise, or whether you're single or in a relationship. Okay, I would strongly advise you to be open-minded and wide-eyed. Okay, open-minded and wide-eyed. Okay, don't get tunnel vision on the thought of marriage. Okay, the fantasy that is marriage, and ignore the person that you're dealing with in the here and now.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
What you got?
I would say, and I see Masika post that up there, but it's prepare yourself.
Yes.
Prepare yourself and be content where you are. Because when you are not content, and it's kind of what Dwayne was saying, be patient. When you're not content on where you are, it causes you to make bad decisions because you desire to be somewhere else.
Get
right?
the hearts if y'all feeling us.
And so be content in where you are. Be content in your singleness. Be content in who you are. In the meantime, prepare yourself.
I like that.
For marriage, right?
Yeah.
Prepare yourself to be someone's husband.
Become the spouse that you want God to send your way.
Yes, absolutely.
I like that. Prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Start working on, and this requires being very open and real with yourself.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
You need to start training yourself to become the spouse that you want the Lord to send to you. Do you understand? Because
I see you.
a lot of times, we want something that really ain't where we are.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Nor are we prepared to deal with it.
Yeah.
But when we train and prepare ourselves, we're like, you know what? I want somebody that is giving, then become a giver. I want somebody that's loving, then become loving. I want somebody who communicates well. Well, learn to communicate well. Do you understand? And I believe that in those efforts, you will inevitably be drawn closer to that point where you meet that person. You understand?
Yeah.
Because you are emitting, you are projecting those things even in your casual conversation, even in your common relationships. Do you understand? But if you know you got some serious issues, see, a lot of times, believe it or not, we attract.
We attract what we put out.
What we put out. Mm-hmm. We attract what we put out.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Angie, for inviting
So that's
callers.
my advice to singles. All right? Start working on becoming the person that you hope to marry.
And so some of you women are like, I want a man who can make 6 figures and blah, blah, blah. Well, that man who makes 6 figures probably work a whole lot. So you better become a whole lot of patient.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So while you praying, be very specific in your, she said lies. Be very specific in your prayer. Someone said, what do you do when your wife says forever is a long time? Like they may not be in it for that long time. And my question would be, why are they saying that?
Yellow, orangish, reddish flag. Okay?
Yeah.
Seriously. If your
flag
spouse,
on the field.
that's a flag on the field, man. I wish you would.
Forever a long time. Forever a long time.
I wish a toy would. I wish she would fix her lips to say it for that long. I wish she would. Okay,
yes.
That we don't glaze over that. Do you understand?
Yes.
That lets you know that something's wrong.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because if there ever came a point where I couldn't see myself finishing this race with you, we in trouble.
Yeah.
We in trouble. Because that means now my actions are going to follow that.
Yeah, that's true.
You understand?
Yes.
I'm going to start sabotaging, whether intentionally or even unintentionally, to get to where I really want to be, if out is where I want to be.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But when in is where I want to be, I'm going to do everything I can to stay in.
Yeah.
Okay, if I want to stay in this relationship, I'm going to do all the things necessary to promote, edify, and strengthen this relationship.
So the question would be really like, why is she saying that?
Yeah.
Like, what provokes her to say,
you feel the church
forever is a long time. Married to burn. Yeah. Know that. Yeah. Crystal clear. Yes, crystal clear. I think so much is because, you know, my husband can speak to that because he became a father at 18 years old. And I think that was kind of the advice they gave you, right?
Oh, man, I was Pentecostal Church of God in Christ. Okay. In church 4, 5, 6 days a week.
Yes.
Okay. And when we, both of us being youth leaders, decided that we was going to step outside of God's will and do the nasty and had a baby as a result, we got that from everywhere. They made us stand in front of the church and apologize. We're talking about a church of several thousand people. Do you understand? And so we got hit with all that better to marry than to burn. And I understand the context of it. Okay. The context of it scripturally means that if you cannot contain yourself, do you understand? If you cannot abstain from adulterous and fornication, the sin that is fornication, then it is better that you marry. Do you understand? That you marry and do the things that are lawful within the marriage bed. Okay? Now, oftentimes, I have found that church folks will use that as bondage. Okay? Just because you sin doesn't mean you compound the issue by rushing in to get married. Do you understand? And that's what I almost fell into. All right, we had gone down that whole road, and finally I was like, wait a second, no, I can't do this. This is the relationship had evolved. I had matured, and now I was about to marry somebody that I no longer even loved like that. You understand? And I was doing it from pressure from the church. Now, granted, I'm not saying love is the key, is the sole reason for getting married. Because it's been proven that the majority of most arranged marriages end successfully. Okay, they have a lower divorce rate. Arranged marriages, go figure. Do you understand? But the whole, it's better to marry than to burn. In context, I know what the word is saying. The word is saying, if you cannot contain, if you cannot abstain, if your desire is to live a God-filled life and to abide by God's word and his law, if you feel that you cannot contain that fire in your loins, okay, then it's best that you get married. You feel me?
You can burn in your man. You sure can.
It's not meant to be bondage. It's actually meant to be a release. Do you understand? From the bondage of sin. That scripture is meant to be a release from the bondage of sin if you cannot contain yourself.
Someone just, okay, there's two questions. One, somebody said, I'm a serial dater. It's not sex. It's a female who said that. So that's kind of different. That a woman says that she's a serial dater. Is that a problem even though she's not having sex with them? I guess what?
No.
I don't absolutely see that. I don't see so much as a problem with being a serial dater, but
as long as you ain't sinning.
I guess my question would be, it's like you just looking to hang out. Like I tell my kids now, like they date. My husband always told them, keep it light, date. Don't get all hot and heavy with anybody. You young, keep it date. But if you're keep it light, I'm sorry. But if you're in a position to where you're looking to be married, are you just looking to be found, or are you looking for him through serial dating? Because that's not your job.
Yeah. I mean, the serial dating thing, I don't necessarily have a problem with that if you know that you're not ready for marriage and you're not living in sin. Dating and sleeping around are two different things. Let's not get them twisted, folks. Okay? Dating and sleeping around are mutually exclusive. Okay? There are those who would say they come in hand. I assure you they do not. You follow me? Yes, it can be dangerous nowadays. You never know what you're going to get. But if you know that you're not in the position where you're ready for marriage, yet you want companionship, I have no problem with dating as long as the people that you're getting to know, as long as the people that you're dating that you're actually auditioning. You understand? If you're just auditioning, I get it. You follow me? I don't condemn that at all. You know what I mean? But today, let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Thanks, Chosen One. Let's just be real. Many people call serial dating serial sleeping around. Okay, and they're two totally different things. It depends on what your intentions are.
Yeah.
In your serial dating.
And the next question was, someone said, "Can you love someone and not be in love?" Absolutely,
yes.
Right, absolutely. You can love someone without being in love. Because here's the truest thing about marriage: you will not always feel that in love feeling.
That is the truth. That is the truth.
Feel in love. You will not. That in love feeling is a great thing to have. Like, I'm so in love with him. That's a great thing. But you will not always feel in love. No. Here's the funny thing about it. Sometimes they can make you so mad, make you question, if I even love them. But that's where you have to go back to the basic thing of, I made a covenant with God. Yeah. And this man or this woman. Yeah. That will be the thing that holds you, your commitment, even when the love and the in love feeling does not seem like it's there.
Yes. That's true. You see, the in love thing...
Back to the vows. Absolutely, Miss Christie.
The in love thing is an over-romanticized thing that I believe the world is an over-romanticized concept that those less knowledgeable have fallen in love with. Yeah. Okay? It's overrated. Seriously, the whole being in love, it's a fairy tale. It's overrated. You feel in love in moments. Do you understand? Yeah. We have our in love moments.
Like there are times like a wave of just in loveness.
Yeah, just can't get enough of it.
Comes over me.
And there's some times where I just need to get away from her, and I'm sure she feels the same.
No, only when you make me mad.
See, no, but only when you make me mad. So, like I said, exactly.
You make me mad, I'm like, dude.
Because let's just be real. This is marriage for real, y'all. Listen, I know that I love her. But sometimes your spouse, your other can take you to a point where you don't like them very much.
Absolutely.
And that's the truth.
That's the truth.
I'm like, you know what? I ain't really feeling you right now. So you might want to keep your distance, chick. Oh, seriously. She'll be like, and she'll give me that look like, that means back up. That means back up. That means go to the gym, go play some ball, go down to your studio and draw. Get out of my immediate vicinity.
Yeah, that's all right. This ain't no R&B song, right? It's not. It's not. This is real life.
But what we lean on, what we are anchored to, is our commitment. Yep. What we lean on is that even though I'm not feeling you right now, I'm not feeling in love right now, I know that I love you. Okay? Yes. See, love and in love are two different things. Yeah. Okay? Love is something that's solidified. In love is something that's fleeting. Yes. Okay? Love is something that's stable and solid. In love is something that's kind of shaky. I've been in love a few times.
Here it goes. In love, love is a verb. It is what you do. Yes. In love is a feeling. It can come and go. It is based upon, he bought me a new ring today. He bought me some cake today. He's being nice to me today. It's dependent upon situation. Yes. Love is not, it's unconditional.
Y'all still there? Because I'm seeing the hearts. Y'all taking notes, or are we just talking too much?
Love is, right. Love is just unconditional.
Me.
It's a verb. It's what you do. It's the best explanation.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Because of
notes. Thanks, Miss
Right,
Chrissy.
because somebody can make me mad, and I cannot have that in love feeling and be ready to divorce. Really?
Yes. Like today, she called me. I worked last night, and she called me at. I only been asleep for like 2 hours, so I'm going on 2.5 hours sleep, y'all. So I'm doing pretty good.
You're not going to say what I think.
Okay, no, I'm not about to put you out there.
Okay.
You know, even so, it's putting me out there if I say it.
Okay.
She blushing already. She blushing already. Anyway, she called me and she woke me up, and I woke up to her voice on the phone. And mind you, I'm half dead with sleep. Okay, but when she called me and I heard her voice, I felt so in love at that moment. Aww. Seriously. And I was thinking about her all day. And it was one of those trigger things. That's not always the case. Yeah. That was this morning. Okay, after 2.5 hours of sleep.
But wait a minute, what happened earlier this morning before you get out work? I was like, okay, talk to you later.
Oh yeah, because I was mad because I was in my feelings at work because I didn't like what they had me doing. You understand? So she's like, okay, talk to you later. But after I had about 2 hours of sleep, she called me. She thought I was probably up. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I heard her voice, I was like, hello. But when I heard her voice, this wave came over me. And that's in love. That's what in love is, a wave. Yeah. Okay, love is the rock.
Yeah.
Whoa.
57. Woo!
Deal with it. Deal with that one. In love is a wave. Love is the rock.
Yes,
okay?
Absolutely.
The wave moves. It flows, okay? Sometimes it crashes. Sometimes it ain't even there.
Sometimes it ain't even a tide.
But the rock is always there.
Yeah.
Okay? And so, he might be some 57. She looking kind of cute, especially in her Wonder Woman. You know I'm a comic book geek.
My mama here, y'all.
Oh, yeah, her mom's in from out of town.
Probably not.
From Florida. Yeah. Be very, very quiet. Shh. You too loud. Y'all know how we are. Be very, very quiet. I'm killing rabbits.
I'm so
exactly.
embarrassed.
I know, right? This is grown folks talk, y'all. Okay.
OMG. Moving forward, does anybody got another question?
Yeah, because we're almost ready to check out here. Anybody else got anything else before we check out?
She's trying to figure out how she can watch it too, not this one.
How do we spice it up? Babe?
We do a lot of through the day maintenance, right? Yeah. So it's like before we leave for work in the morning, one thing that check out the new code. Since we're on the subject, yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of like things throughout the day. We start our day out with prayer together.
Yes.
Just that basic thing of agreement during the morning, setting our day, setting our tone right, not just getting up, he's leaving going one way, I'm leaving going the next day.
Right.
Kiss bye. Another thing my husband does, he makes sure that we kiss.
Non-sexual.
Right.
Non-sexual.
Oh, I did do that. You asked that question 3 times, so I'm going to answer that.
Okay. We're going to answer that as well.
Right. A non-sexual kiss through every day.
Yes.
Right. Not like a kiss, give me some, but a
kiss like, I got you. Listen. Metaphor. Epiphany. This is on 2 hours of sleep, y'all. Got to be God. All right. So, how do you keep the spark alive? Just like any other spark. It sparks with contact. You only get a spark when there's contact. If you're trying to make a fire, you got to rub 2 rocks. You got to strike a match. There's got to be contact in order for there to be a spark. Yeah. Do you understand? So how do you keep the spark alive? Keep contact with one another.
Yes.
When we do our little kiss, that's contact. When we pray, that's contact.
Yes.
When I send her a naughty little text or just a loving text, that's contact.
Yes.
Do you understand? So, real simple, folks. It ain't rocket science. How do you keep the spark alive? Sparks are only generated through contact. Whether
Yes.
it's an electrical spark, whether it's a spark to start a fire, whatever the case may be. If you're not keeping contact with your other,
Yes.
there will be no spark. Hence, no fire.
Hence, no 57. And with that being said, even like sometimes we would take, we'll like just go downtown for the weekend, or sometimes you gotta move outside. Sometimes you gotta move outside the environment
Yes.
that you're in. Get out your house. Go do something. Something that you don't even do every day. Even if go grab some ice cream. Go, in the middle of a week, go grab a room.
She's pregnant, so on.
Oh, well, you
Yes.
was sparking.
That's all right.
Go grab a room in the middle of the week. I mean, it doesn't have to be expensive. Write love letters to each other. I know it sounds so right. We do a lot of texting. I'm like,
We
Lord,
do a lot of
we do a lot of texting saying I love you, thinking about you,
Yes.
sending little emojis,
Or even just nonsensical stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when she called me this morning, she wanted to see if I checked the news.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just keeping contact with your spouse.
Yeah.
Sparks come from contact. Okay? That's all I can say. Sparks come from contact.
And here's the thing: even though that is your spouse, even though it's your spouse, stop becoming so common with them.
Yes.
And I think someone said that before. It's like you know them, like you got them pegged. Like it can't be nothing new about them after all
That's
this.
all right. Thanks, Warren.
After all this time, your spouse and you are ever growing and ever learning, right? So you need to stop.
That's good. Curry without the goat.
You need to start. You need to start being so common,
Yes.
with your spouse. They are a person. They are involving. Learn them.
Stimulate them.
Stimulate their minds, and not just the body parts.
Yes,
That's-
absolutely.
So that would be my thought on that. Last question was,
Last
what
one.
do you do when you have 2 different interests?
You talking to it. Our kids crack jokes all the time. How Mom and Dad, I don't know how y'all stayed married so long. Y'all got nothing in common.
Nope.
Our kids say this frequently. Mm-hmm. And we really are, when it comes to interests, oil and water. Yeah. We really are. Okay? Yeah. You have no, really, we really are. Okay? It's not about your interests.
Nope.
Okay? It's about that common ground that you do have.
Yeah.
The common ground that we're going to make this work. The common ground that we love one another despite not always feeling in love.
Yeah.
The common ground that I want to see you make it.
Yeah.
And you want to see me make it. You understand? This, believe it or not, this whole Periscope thing was her interest, not mine. Not mine. And it was. Mm-hmm. But it's about, we are complete opposites, okay? But it's about those things that we have in common that are essential. Our love for God, our love for our family, okay? The love that we have for one another.
Can I add this? Yes, you do have to, here's the thing about that. So it's not, we are complete opposites when it comes to things that he loves. So here's the funny thing about it. He loves comic books. You know, that's not my thing, but hello, right? Yes. So here's the love of your kids for love for God.
Yes.
But here it is. And so this is why we're telling everyone, if you're new, we have this thing called a marital vision plan,
yes.
right? And the marital vision plan is questions for each individual spouse needs to answer. And then as a couple, you come together and you answer the questions. And that is so that you can write your vision for your marriage. We may not have interests or hobbies, right, in common. But what we do have in common is our mission.
Yes.
What we want to achieve as a couple, what we want to achieve as a unit, the things that we go after. We have the same dreams and goals. Our hobbies may be different.
And believe it or not, those are very inconsequential.
Yes.
Too much emphasis is put on non-essential things. Do you understand? Because what matters is that I accept her.
Yeah.
What matters is that she accepts those things as long as they are not detrimental to where we're trying to go.
Yes.
Do you understand? I have to let her be who she is.
Yes.
And vice versa.
Yes.
But here's the funny thing. This is grown folks thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all join me if y'all grown folks, join me in this place.
Yes.
Okay. Grown folks thinking says, even though we don't have the same amount of interests, my interest is in you.
Yeah.
So I step outside of myself and involve myself in what interests you because you are my interest. Period. I'm a basketball fanatic. Like I said, I'm a comic book geek. She wouldn't have bought that.
No.
I bought that. Do you understand? And she knows that when she wears it, it ministers to me.
Yeah.
You follow me? She'll come and watch a basketball game and sit down, and she has no interest in basketball because it interests me.
Yeah.
All right? And her interest is in me.
Yes.
You follow me? So by default, she steps outside of herself to let me know that, dude, I'm with you even though.
Yes.
Girl, I'm with you even though.
Yes.
Do you understand? I may not get it, but you get it, and I get you. So we gonna do this.
Right.
You follow me? Mm-hmm. We let these things divide us that should not divide us. Okay? She's drop mics. Now,
because here's the thing. And I know a lot of people have this when it comes to chosen career. Like, he's into music or he's into this. I ain't into that. If that is a dream that he wants, like his art is, I'm going to do everything that I can to continue that love for him. He loves to draw. So you know what? My husband loves to draw. That's not my thing. I do makeup. But he loves to draw. So let me go grab him some pencils or a new paper because I want to encourage his love for that. I don't want to take that from him. I want to encourage it. If it's his business, babe, what do you need me to do? Do you need me to send out some emails? Do you need me to do this? Do you need to do that? Because it's helping us, right? It's helping us.
Yes. Join me on Kapow School, at Kapow School. That's where I draw here on Periscope.
Yeah.
If you want to see me draw some stuff. I do tutorials and all of that. That's my other thing. But you can check me out there at Kapow School.
Help dream that dream. I know that's right.
Yeah, but and here's the thing, you all. It's not... See, a lot of times, today's marriages are comprised of my things and your things. Not realizing that it's always our things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to stay unified in the mission. Yeah. And I'm afraid we're gonna